Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a reseller. I've been reselling for 20 years and I absolutely love it. I started selling on eBay a little over 20 years ago, and then I added in Poshmark a little over 5 years ago. And today I wanted to talk about the new fee structure on Poshmark. When the email came in a few days ago, I read over it. All of the wording in the email and on the blog was focused towards how this new fee structure is designed to help sellers put more money in their pocket. Sellers are going to earn more money. It's just going to be great. And I read over it, and this new structure was a $1, $2, $3 tiered system plus a 5.99% fee. And although I didn't completely understand it yet or have a grasp of it, I thought, well, sounds pretty good to me.
Now, laddies, is everything clear?
No, but it sounds like a good deal.
Fine. Sign here. Congratulations. That'll be a 3-cent fee.
3-cent fee?
Nothing good is ever free.
When I first looked at it, I could not figure it out. It took me quite a while to wrap my brain around it. I sat down and I literally spent hours. I had things all over my kitchen counter. I was looking at things as a seller and how much money I was going to make now, how this fee was calculated. Then I looked as a buyer. I went shopping to see how much I was going to pay now as a buyer. I feel like I have a very clear understanding of it now, where I can really speak about it and explain the new fee structure and give examples. And if you don't even want to know exactly how those numbers are arrived at, I also have charts, so that if you just want to know, if I sell something for $20, this is how much I'm going to get back. This is how much the buyer is paying. So I will have that for you also. In a nutshell, it means sellers are going to earn more money. The fees are reduced and they will get back more earnings. But on the other hand, buyers are paying significantly higher in fees. Overall, Poshmark is making a lot more. Okay, quick, what do you think the average sell price is on Poshmark? It is $28. So we're going to use that as our first example today. So let's look at a $28 sell. What I did was I went into a listing as if I was purchasing it and put an offer for $28 to see all of the fees and what my total would be. It shows that my total on a $28 offer would be $42.84. So that's taking $28 sell price, $7.97 shipping, $6.87, which is lumped as tax and buyer protection. If you click on the little information icon, it will pop up another window and it will show you that $2.56 of that is tax, and that is estimated because the tax is going to vary depending on what state the buyer is from. So that's based upon a 7% tax rate. And the buyer protection, it shows, is $4.31. That $4.31 is your new seller fee. That's what's deducted from the $28 to show how much you're earning. It is also the new amount that is charged to the buyer that they were not charged before. So how they come up with that $4.31 is they take basically the old sell price, the price of the goods, the shipping, and the tax. And that amount is $38.53. Then they're going to take 5.99% of that, which the way that you do that is you multiply it by 0.0599. Then you come up with $2.31. Look on the chart where it shows $1, $2, or $3 in fees, and $28 falls in the $2 fee structure. So you add that to the $2.31 and you come up with your $4.31 buyer protection fee. Now, that is how much Poshmark now makes from both the buyer and the seller. Let's look at this a little bit closer. The old seller earnings were $22.40. That's a flat 20%, $5.60. The new seller earnings are $28 minus $4.31, making a total of $23.69. So yes, as a seller, you are making $1.29 more on a $28 sell. However, we need to also consider the buyer. The buyer previously paid $38.53. Their new payment is now $42.84. So the buyer is now paying an additional $4.31. Poshmark is now making an additional $3.02. So $4.31 plus $4.31 is $8.62. That is how much they are making off of a $28 sell. So before it was a 20% commission from the seller. Now instead, $8.62 is 30.78% of $28. So that is a huge pay raise for Poshmark. I did this on many different price points. If you don't want to have to calculate this, and you can never get exactly because you don't know their tax rate. But what I did based upon a 7% tax rate is I made a chart with the sell price, my earnings, and what the buyer pays. I'm going to put this on the wall behind my computer so that I can look at it when there is an offer, so I know how much I'm making to know what kind of profit I will make on my item. And I also want to consider how much the buyer is actually paying. Now this is with no shipping discount. I also made the chart with a Posh Pass. They also started a new program called Posh Pass. If you're a Posh ambassador, everything in your closet is automatically $5.95 shipping. Now be very careful. Don't send out an offer for $5.95 shipping because you will not get the discount if you send out the offer. I did that on my first transaction and they deducted the fee from me. There is some wording that says if you send out an offer, that overrides the Posh Pass.
Let's look at one of my listings. I do have a Posh Pass, so at the top it says $5.95 discounted shipping on all listings from this closet. So when I go to offer a discount, I put in an offer of $25 with no discount. That shows that my estimated earnings are $20.89. Now, if I change that and put my offer is $25 with discounted shipping of $5.95, my earnings now drop to $19, and it shows below that I am offering that shipping discount, and $2.02 will be deducted from my earnings, not with the Posh Pass. So I feel like that is pretty sneaky. I thought I had to put the offer in of $5.95, but that's not true. That overrides the Posh Pass now. So you have to put in the discounted shipping as no shipping if you want to have Poshmark cover the discounted shipping. I have read over this carefully multiple times, and it is just crazy making. Does anybody else feel that way? The wording says, if a listing has multiple shipping promotions or a seller shipping discount attached to it, the best deal for the buyer will always be prioritized. That does not say that the Posh Pass is revoked and the seller is now responsible for paying that discounted shipping fee. It does go on to say any listing with $4.99 or free shipping will override the Posh Pass discount. So there's your override right there, but it does not specify the $5.95 shipping discount. But in my experience, and when I look at my listings, it is showing as of now, if we send out an offer for $5.95 discounted shipping, it will be charged to the seller and not part of the Posh Pass program.
So what I'm doing now is I'm no longer sending out a shipping discount. Instead, I'm sending out 20% offers with no shipping discount. Now, another issue that I hope is resolved, it's not showing the buyer that they're getting a shipping discount when they're getting that offer.
This is a listing from my daughter Morgan's closet. She does have the Posh Pass. She's a Posh ambassador, so everything in her closet is showing $5.95 discounted shipping. Now, if you see back in September, she sent an offer to me because I had liked her listing of $11, and it is showing $4.99 discounted shipping. Now, if you see just below that, that is after this new program has started. She has $5.95 shipping on her entire closet. However, the offer does not show that. I had her change her offers also to 20% off and no shipping discount so that the Posh Pass would be effective. But on the offer, the buyer does not know that they're getting discounted shipping when that comes in.
So I had one person ask me,
would you do $20 with $4.99 shipping? Because that buyer didn't know that I had sent them an offer with a shipping discount. It looked like full shipping to them. So what I'm doing now is I'm just responding back and letting them know that my entire closet has $5.95 shipping, and I'm trying to work with them. So I told her that I had sent an offer for $19, but if she countered with $18, that I would accept and she would get that discounted shipping, and it worked. She purchased it. So that's what I'm doing now.
So I just send a message to them and let them know that I already have discounted shipping, but I'm still going to give them this good deal, and will they take that? And that is working because they like to know that they're getting a shipping discount. Now, another really interesting thing, I'm going to post this also if you have Posh Pass for the sell price, the earnings, and what the buyer pays. Now, one thing that is so interesting, if you look at the two side by side, on a $12 sale with no shipping discount, my earnings is $9.74. With a Posh Pass, it's only $9.86. If you go to $28, my earnings with no shipping discount is $23.69. With a Posh Pass, it's only a few cents difference, $23.81. But where you really notice the difference is what the buyer pays. So that discount is not actualized on the seller's end. It is on the buyer's end.
Okay, I'm going to show you why there is just the tiniest difference in your seller earning when you have a sale with no shipping discount versus the Posh Pass discount. If you take a $28 sale with no shipping discount, you take the number that comes from the price of the item, the shipping, and the tax, and that's multiplied by 0.0599. We get the rounded number of $2.31. Then you add the tiered $1, $2, or $3 fee. It's $2 in this case, making the total buyer protection $4.31. Now we're going to compare that to the $28 sale with the Posh Pass discounted shipping of $5.95. Now you take $28 plus $5.95 Posh Pass plus they still put $2.56 tax, but the new number is now $36.51. That is multiplied by 0.0599, and the number is 2.186 on and on, rounded to $2.19. That is the difference right there. So we have $2.19 on this one. The previous one, that rounded number was $2.31. So that is just a tiny, tiny amount, just cents in difference between the Posh Pass shipping and the no shipping discount. So now our new total buyer protection fee is $4.19 versus $4.31. So for me, it only makes a 12-cent difference in my earnings, but for the buyer, they are paying $2.14 less. So with the full shipping, they're paying $42.84. With the Posh Pass, they're paying $40.70. So it does make a difference for the buyer, which might help you make a sale if they are paying less money.
Another thing to be aware of on the price chart, when you move from a $14 sale to a $15 sale, you actually make more money if you sell the item for $14 than for $15. With a Posh Pass, if you sell an item for $14, you make $11.59. If you sell it for $15, you make $11.53. And that's the difference from the $1 and the $2 fee. It's the same case going from a $49 sale to a $50 sale. So it's better to send out that offer for $14 rather than $15 or $49 rather than $50.
I sent an email to Poshmark support to see the response time, and it was pretty good. Same day, about 13 hours after I sent it. And B, I wanted to inquire about the visibility of the buyer's payment, stating that I would like to see how much they are paying so that I can send out reasonable offers. And the response was no, at this time sellers are unable to see how much the buyer pays, but they directed me to be able to see my own sales report. So there is not transparency in showing the buyer's payment, which I understand they probably don't want us to see how much they are charging the buyer.
There are so many variables. There are so many things that are not clear, that seem confusing and cryptic and not straightforward. And it was funny, as I was thinking about this and the confusion, I remember after I got divorced and I started dating again, I remember thinking, you know, if someone makes me feel confused, if they speak cryptically, if I just get this gut feeling that, something's not right, those are red flags. That is time to break up. And I thought, oh my gosh, I am using these same words with this new fee structure. And I'm like, oh, should I break up with Poshmark? And no, I'm not breaking up with Poshmark. I'm not going to leave Poshmark. One thing that I have learned from selling for so long, for 20 years, and experiencing different things on eBay, and then there have been a few on Poshmark also. When there are changes, the sellers get really worried because that is their income. That is their livelihood. A lot of times, you know, for many years, that's how I fed my family. If I didn't make sales, we were going to have trouble putting food on the table. So it does cause a panic when things change and it seems like they're not going in the seller's favor. But one thing I've learned also is things end up normalizing. Maybe there's going to be more fees now and buyers are going to have to pay more. And at first they'll have this sticker shock and they'll be like, I'm not going to buy that. I did that when I was shopping for different things, just trying to learn about this. I would see the $28 sale was now like $42. And I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying that. I'm not paying all those fees. And I didn't buy anything. And then I went back and I thought, well, it's still a better deal for me than I was looking for some new Lululemon pants. And I thought, well, yes, I'll pay $42, but that's still a lot better than going and paying $110 at Lululemon. And so now I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go back and buy them. That's still a good deal. So I think that it will normalize. I think it is going to make it harder to sell some of the more common items, if it is like just a few dollars between buying it at the store yourself and buying it on Poshmark because of all these fees. That might turn some people away. But then there are people that it's convenient. I live out in the country. It takes me forever to get anywhere. If I want to go to Lululemon, it's going to take me an hour and 45 minutes to get there. And so sometimes if I really needed the item, then I might pay a lot more to not have to drive that distance. So there are so many factors that go into that. Now, one area that I think things will still sell if it's something really unique or special. Say I'm looking for this dress that my mom wants from 1960 and there's only one out there. Well, I can't go anywhere else to buy it. If that is the one dress and it reminds my mom of when she was younger, then I'm going to buy it and I'm not even going to pay attention to those fees because there's not other competition out there. So having more unique or even higher price items, I think will have an advantage. You looked at that chart, the higher the price goes, the less percentage that Poshmark takes. Another thing that I thought was interesting, I could talk about this for hours, but I'm going to try not to. Okay, so I went through and I wrote how much more the buyer is paying, how much more the seller is making, the Poshmark increase, and how much Poshmark makes. And I think this is really interesting. So on a $12 sale, the payment for the buyer is $2.26 more. The seller is going to make an additional 69 cents. Poshmark increases $1.57, and overall Poshmark makes $4.52 on a $12 sale. On a $20 sale, the buyer is now paying an additional $3.79. The seller only makes an additional 21 cents, and the Poshmark increase is $3.58. Poshmark makes a total of $7.58 on a $20 sale. Then on a $50 sale, and these are all with no shipping discount, the payment for the buyer is $6.75 higher. The seller's earnings increase by $3.25, and Poshmark's earning is only increased by $3.50. But they're still making $13.50 on a $50 sale. And here is where it breaks even back to the 20%. On a $100 sale, the increase for the buyer is $10.01. The increased earnings for the seller is $9.99, and Poshmark only increases how much they make by 2 cents. But don't feel too bad for them. Poshmark is still making $20.02 on that transaction. Then on a $200 sale, the buyer is paying $16.55 more. The seller is earning $23.45 more, so that's great. And Poshmark makes $6.90 less than they did before. But again, don't feel too bad for them. They're making $16.55 from both the buyer and the seller. So they're making $33.10. And the mowers are here right out the window. So this is a good time to stop. I could talk forever about this. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much. And if you're new and not subscribed, I would love to have you back. Just hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.